Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Late Night Variety Pack. My name is Brianna Maycumber and I will be your host this week. Let's go ahead and jump into some news, shall we? Arizona police are searching for a husband and wife team who stole an airplane. They say the thieves were last seen driving the plane the wrong way down the interstate because the husband refused to stop and ask for directions. In Massachusetts, a lawmaker is asking for the public's help in choosing an official state dinosaur, which is cool. He offered up the Stegosaurus or the raptor, but so far Mitt Romney is in the lead. Some international news. Paris's annual Fashion Week will be held virtually this year, obviously, because of the pandemic. This year's models are clad in suits on top and pajamas down below. Queen Elizabeth and her husband Philip received their COVID-19 vaccines. It's great. Philip was astonished to learn that he was ahead of the corgis in line for the shot. Queen does love her corgis. Boris Johnson says COVID-19 lockdowns are probably going to get tougher. He said it might be as tough as it is to get a brush through his hair every morning. Just for a visual. 6 inmates use a homemade rope to escape in California from jail. And you couldn't even stick to learning another language, now could you, Hannah? Awful. More robbery news. 2 burglars were caught because they accidentally butt-dialed the police while in the getaway car. I feel like that's like inciting a riot and then posting pictures of yourself and your friends on social media. More than 200 U.S. Google employees formed a workers' union this past week. And the craziest part is that the manager found out on Google. Roku has purchased the library of short-lived video service Quibi. Roku looked at them and said, "We'll handle the 2-syllable nonsense words from now on." Dr. Fauci has suggested that theaters across the country could reopen sometime this fall. He later clarified, as long as they don't produce cats anymore. Please. All right, everybody, that is our monologue for this week. We are interviewing my friend Olivia from Chicago. She's a director. And she is constantly on the go and working on things. Later on in the show, we'll also have music from a special guest, Paco. So stick around for that. I hope you enjoy the show. Hey, everybody. This is Olivia. Say hi to Olivia.
Hi, Olivia.
Olivia, you and I have known each other for quite some time now. It really has been quite some time, I feel like.
Almost 3 years.
Man, time flies. Yeah. We met each other when we worked at Massage Envy. I feel like I remember when you got hired, actually. I 100% remember when you got hired. And the manager at the time, she was like, yeah, like we hired another theater person. And I was like, okay. And then I remember giving you like the tour of the clinic. And I was like, I love all of this right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
You were the only days I looked forward to, my dear.
Yeah, it was a rough, we had some rough moments there. But yeah, I feel like we just really clicked. But
We did.
yeah, do you want to like give a brief description of who you are and like what you do?
Sure, yes. I've been doing this a lot because of the unemployment and during the pandemic. So my elevator pitch.
Yeah.
So I'm Olivia. My degree is in acting. So most of my background is theater-based. But since graduating, I've done a lot of like children's theater and teaching and directing high schoolers in plays. Right now, I'm a preschool teacher, certified lead preschool teacher.
Oh.
And I also am a performance coach. So I'll performance coach actors or people who need interview prep and all that jazz. And I also do voiceover work and clowning. I'm a lot of weird things.
And you are now a magician.
Okay. We don't want to say that yet though, because I can do maybe like 2 tricks and it's like the cups and balls.
I don't know, man. What was the one? Was it the candy? Was there one with the candy like you like?
Oh, the candy that came out of the bowl?
Yeah, oh yeah. That one, I remember watching that and I literally gasped out loud. I was like,
you know, I did like 25 takes on that because you could see how it was done every other time. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. Hey, it's okay. We're all learning, okay? But I would say you're a certified magician, 100%.
I'm training. Before the pandemic hit, back in January. I was on week 1 of this volunteer program for 12-week program where they teach you magic, and then by the end of the 12 weeks, if you pass, you get to do magic tricks for kids in hospitals. And I was so excited about that. I thought that was going to launch my career because I really want to do like expressive art therapies and things like that. I was going to make connections, but it didn't happen. And I tried teaching myself. I bought a shit ton of magic books, but it's really hard when you don't have anybody to perform for, you know?
Yeah.
Like, how do I know if it's a good trick when I know how it's done?
I also just realized your earrings. Those are magnificent.
I just got them. This is the first time I'm wearing them.
Really? Oh, I'm so honored.
I have cotton candy ones and I have cake ones. I used to have sprinkled animal cracker ones, but I lost one.
Just wear one.
I'm just gonna make it a necklace, I think.
Oh, that's a good idea. Those are, where'd you get those?
Etsy.
Nice.
And I have popcorn ones that match my popcorn purse.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like if anyone should know anything about you, it's like you are like solid. Like you have your like aesthetic, I guess, like 100% down.
I have been it's
Yeah.
so funny because for so long I haven't. And when if I may, this is great. When you're an acting major, everyone's always talking about type this, type that. What's your type? I never had any fucking idea. It's like, you look young, but you sound old. You're too mature to play this. You're not vulnerable enough. And it's just always been so hard for me to figure out who the fuck I am. And now I'm dating a goth man who has such an aesthetic of being like wearing his spikes and everything. And he's really helped encourage me to just embrace my whimsicality, and I honestly owe it to my goth boyfriend for this.
For the animal balloon earrings. That's
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I also love like you and Winslow, like your contrast with each other. Like it's just like that perfect, I don't know. I also wish like for me, I just feel like I'm so like neutral and everything, so I'm just like I don't really like wear anything.
I don't think you are. That's what I thought too. But I think it's just finding like, you like Jimmy Fallon, maybe show that off a little bit more with like, be like a ring with his face on it or something, or a wallet, or like, I mean, you have the stuff in your room, but you can start just finding weird inspirations that fit you, because you have more personality than your clothes are saying to you right now.
Dang, yeah.
I really believe that about everybody. I really do.
Wow. How on earth are you like staying creative during this time?
Staying creative. At the start of the pandemic, I really got into the audiobook work, and just like through the whole however long it's been, I've done 7 books now. Even if one has been ignored and is not going to get published, I still recorded 7 books in my closet, which is awesome. And I've learned a ton about the voiceover world. I have a professional like commercial reel now, which is cool. I haven't done anything with it yet, except for like submitted it to a few agencies, but I don't really know how to do that, so it's okay. Kind of tried to do magic tricks. We talked about that. I tried to make jams. Me and Winslow made jams and butters, and that was a good like little side business. Although, did you know, I don't know if you knew, like because of the pandemic, everybody was buying mason jars, so it was like they were all gone.
Of course.
No, seriously, especially during October time when people were making like pumpkin butters and shit. Like, and even my friend who works at Uline, who I get like discounts for on all the jars, couldn't give me any because they were only for like businesses to buy because they were that popular.
Jeez.
Yeah. So I made jams. And then I also just did a radio play for high school students back in October, which Winslow wrote for me.
No way.
Yeah, we tag teamed it, and Winslow wrote I don't know if you've heard of Fire Sign Theater. They're an older theater company that does like really quick paced, witty radio style shows that are like blah, 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 very transatlantic. And we did one about like a martial arts legend, and it was super cool. I grew up with a very, very loving mother who kind of went above and beyond with everything, which is I'm learning now in my adult life, a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
Because she made fake fairy footprints with an eraser on dust to make it look like I had a tooth fairy come into my room,
That's
and making reindeer food and just all like making the best leprechaun traps you could think of.
mm,
So everything in my life has to be magical and a celebration.
oh,
But that isn't what life is for a lot of people.
yeah.
And so when I'm working and directing and I get to be in my element, I try and make magical, memorable moments that people can have because there's not enough stuff like that for people.
I'll never forget, like, when we were at work one time and I think you were like working on your website and you were just like, and I was like, what's wrong? And you're like, should I leave cookies on? Like, should I leave a cookie for everybody? And I'm like, what? You wanted to leave a cookie for every audience member, like after the show, like underneath the seat or something.
I didn't though. I don't think so. I really like four-dimensional theater.
Mm.
Um, and making it as immersive as possible, which is why I went to clown school, and why I love Shakespeare. But yeah, if you can like have bubbles or fake snow in the audience, or like
Yeah.
inset it, or make it smell like cotton candy, or a kitchen, or whatever your show is about. If you're in the tombs, making it smell like sage, or
Mm.
just having people, like I said, have that memory and escape and just something a little bit different than the everyday.
I also wanted to ask, with the seeds we plant, I didn't know if you wanted to talk about that a little bit because I know that's a project that you've been working on.
So I mentioned that I'm interested in expressive arts therapy or expressive arts facilitating, whatever that means. But I did a project, or like right after I graduated, college. No, yes, college. I'm like, what am I? I'm 26 now. After I graduated college, and I just toured around like the wilderness states, is what I call it. And I interviewed strangers about human connection and called the project The Seeds We Plant. It's fine. Like I look back and there's so many other things I would have done with it, but I just found strangers and couch surfed and had little goodie bags filled with like stickers and quotes in my business card, and seeds were in there obviously. And I also made it like a travel blog and montage thing. But it really like helped me understand how much I love connecting with people. It's like I met cowboys and people related to Bonnie and Clyde, and like so weird.
How dare they?
Just like such random things. I interviewed homeless women and like stayed in people's homes who ran food pantries, and like a 70-year-old dude toured me around Yellowstone. Just like so magical. I also met a prisoner, and like
Wow.
that was really interesting, and hung out with him for a bit. It was a wild time. I went skinny dipping, like just this like carpe diem spirit came to life.
Yeah.
It was like when I travel, I feel like I do need a project to work on.
Yeah.
It gives me a direction. Otherwise, I'm completely lost.
Yeah.
So it was nice to be like, okay, I'm going to go edit this. I'm going to go talk to someone about who they are and get to know them. Because I love people and I love our interconnectedness.
It sounds like it could be a very, very big learning experience.
It honestly was. And I was sad afterwards, because always when something ends, because everything's ephemeral. Because I felt like my best self there. But it's because I didn't have any responsibilities other than like just being fun and like meeting strangers and kissing strangers while skinny dipping, like just like
yeah.
But like so many different kinds of learning experiences. How to talk to people who are different from you. Learning about what being naive is, because I was really naive. Like really badly so, taking shots at people at a casino where I was probably the only person under the age of 40. Like
wow.
And like I was safe, I was fine.
Yeah.
But there are definitely things where we're like, why did you do that? But the only way out is through, right?
On Instagram, you have yeah, explain what you're doing with Instagram, like that new
It's a
page.
good question, isn't it? Because I would really encourage people to just look at my regular Instagram.
Mm,
I do have a coaching Instagram for my
yeah,
coaching, but right now it's a little bit on hiatus because I'm busy
working and stuff. Yeah.
working. Do you want me to plug my Instagram? Is that what you're
Yeah.
asking?
Yeah, totally. Go for it.
Okay. This is, oh my God, you're really helping me understand who I am through
Oh,
this. No, you
oh,
really are. And so my Instagram is at unperfunctory1.
yes.
Um, and that's UNPERFUNCTORY, the number one.
What?
And Brie, do you know what perfunctory means?
I don't. I've actually always wondered why you chose that name and stuff.
Yeah, so I'm actually gonna look at like the Google definition because it's
Okay.
really um so perfunctory
Hmm.
is carried out with a minimum of effort or reflection. So unperfunctory is the opposite of that.
Accident. Ah,
So
nice,
it's
dude.
actually putting effort and passion into things.
Holy
Yeah,
cow.
unperfunctory one. That's me.
Okay.
And then my coaching thing is Olivia Can Coach, which is because my last name's Candocia, and I just think it works.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I was like, I wish my last name did anything but confuse people, like it's just
I still don't know how to pronounce your last name, TBH.
yeah, it's okay. I don't honestly like there are some like family members that can't even spell my first name correctly, so you're good. This was Olivia, and this was Olivia in all of her glory. Celebrate the little things is what I've learned today, and celebrate life and
And
moments.
yourself. Celebrate yourself.
I hope you have a good night, Olivia, and I love you so much.
Oh my God, I hate this has to end.
I know.
All things are ephemeral.
Yeah, yeah. But thank you so much as well for doing
Thank you
this.
for reaching out to me.
Yeah, you're way too like entertaining to not want to talk to. So
Thank you. I'm just gonna leave that. Thank you.
right. All right. Well, have a good night, okay?
That's ho 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 to all a good night. Bye.
Exactly. Bye.
Thank you, Fru. Welcome back to the program, everyone. I want to introduce our musical guests tonight, Paco and Caitlin from the Paco Higdon Band. Hello, my friends.
Hi.
Oh, and we have a furry friend with us too. Can we all identify who is who in this chat?
This is Jerry. Our how old is he now? 7-year-old orange tabby. He makes his present known to everybody. He's got to make sure you're his new best friend. So.
And I am Paco of the Paco Higdon Band.
I do have to note that Jerry, we've been on the line for a few minutes now, and Jerry only popped up the second I said, let's get going here. So clearly a show cat. These are our first musical guests that we were able to have in Late Night Variety Pack. So tell us about you two and your artistry and what's kept you busy this past year as artists' lives have changed a little bit.
Indeed. You think when you're quarantined to your house that it's like this is a very good time to get creative and to like, really hunker down on writing some new material and all that. And the answer is sort of. You find that even once you're given this wealth of time, your mind goes elsewhere often. Yeah. But there has been a decent amount that you might have seen on Facebook of Caitlin and I performing some covers together on ukulele to bring some joy to the households of many. These can be found on Facebook. My profile is probably public, so anybody listening to this interview can probably find me. I'm the only Paco Higdon in the world, to my knowledge.
Yep, and that's true. That's accurate.
The last time you Googled yourself, anyway.
Yes. My musical genre, for those who aren't familiar with me, is kind of like Frank Zappa for millennials. So it's very intricate, very thought out, and it takes me a long time before I'm willing to say yes, this song is finished. And to demonstrate such a thing, I have not put out an album in 5 years and have only succeeded in finishing 2 or 3 more songs over the course of this quarantine. One of those songs, however, is an exclusive performance for this very program.
Wow, we are honored.
If you will.
Yeah.
So I see, obviously we've met Jerry. Are there any other furry friends that you would like to introduce us to? Our
Well,
birthday
it's hard
guys.
to pin them down. We have three other cats that are currently wandering the house: Reg, Loretta, and Spaghetti. But I think I know what we're all here for. If you could turn your attention to the
Gosh,
sizable
thank you
hog.
very much.
This is Aurora Borealis Higdon, known by her close friends and family as Boris. You are catching her on her best behavior right now.
Yes.
Another pet who knows what the camera's like. I see.
Yes,
Oh,
she
yes.
knows.
Oh yeah.
Now I understand Aurora has a social media presence for those who are interested in her life.
Oh yes.
This
yes.
is, I will defer
Uh,
to the expert.
I am her momager, so to speak. She has an Instagram, she has a Facebook page, and she also has a TikTok.
Ooh.
This is a new
That's
development.
the newest development here. She can be found at every single one at Aurora Borealis. Borealis spelled like the pig pun, Boar. Yeah, so she's got quite a fan like following in the pig community. It's pretty great.
Well, that's wonderful. It sounds like you two have been making lemonade out of the lemons we've been given for the past 12-ish months, and I look forward to whatever's in the future. So can you tell us a little bit about this exclusive Late Night Variety Pack song that we have tonight?
Absolutely. So, as mentioned, it was one of several songs. This is one of my only songs that I think has started and ended its writing process in quarantine. Nothing that I started a couple years ago and just dug back up. It is, and it's not necessarily an exclusive song, a song about quarantine, but there's no way those elements don't creep into the lyrics because that's all that's on anybody's minds. It's more of a song about being a night owl, and that's a big thing for me. Is like the night is the time when like nobody can talk to me on the phone, when I have time to formulate my thoughts about things, when I have time to create. But it's also a time where your brain can go to some pretty dark places every once in a while when you're sitting there with your own thoughts. And it's not really pro or against the night, but it's just more like a song about it.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to it. What's the title of today's track?
The track is tentatively being called Better Part of the Day.
And we're going to tune into Better Part of the Day. Thank you both.
One more waste of an evening, amazing how the time in the night flies. My true colors are bleeding and stains are hard to get out of white lines. Relive the moments I just can't forget, but I'd like to. No reason to be upset, yet I'm miserable. Diurnal marionette who pulls the strings that pull my leg. So I've been spending the better part of the day wishing the other parts of the day were better too. But better me than you. And well, the world lies flat on its back like a tombstone. That's when I plan my attack on the early bird. The more I paint myself black, the best I do at blending in. So I've been spending the better part of the day wishing the other parts of the day were better too. Fed up with the same routine. What good is sleep if I'm living show.